And joining me now is Dallas Glass from the Northwest Avalanche Center. Dallas, thank you for speaking with us tonight and joining us live on King 5 Plus.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're talking about really tragic incidents back to back. First, the snowboarder accident, and also this avalanche that we've been seeing. Are these unusually dangerous moments or pattern that you've been worried about?
You know, the mountains have got an amazing amount of snow over the past week, and combining all that snow with the wind over the past few days, we've created some, uniquely dangerous avalanche conditions. Avalanches are a risk in the mountains throughout the winter. As long as there's snow on the ground, there's a risk of avalanches. The key is making sure we understand what types of avalanches we're dealing with today. And the best way you can do that is actually by checking and reading the avalanche forecast on our website each evening.
Yeah, really important stuff as you update that regularly. There's been a warmer winter, as we know, a later start for a lot of these ski resorts. So is there anything about recent weather that's made these conditions more dangerous?
It's nothing unique about this particular weather pattern. We're used to really big storms here in the Cascades. We see those a lot. I think what's unique maybe this winter is we all love to play in the mountains. We have amazing mountains in our backyard. And when we do get these really good conditions on these winters that are a little harder, a little warmer, we all want to go out there and enjoy them. And that can mean that we're going out into these storms. We're going out there when the snow is good to snowboard and ski in. But those can also be the same times where the avalanche danger can be more elevated.
And speaking of that, how far in advance can forecasters like yourself predict an avalanche?
Yeah, so we issue the avalanche forecast every night at 6 p.m. So you can go ahead and read that tonight in about an hour, and you can read that for tomorrow. And so you can get an idea of what conditions are going to be like one day out. And we do issue an outlook for day 2. So we'll go about 48 hours out. But because avalanches are so dependent on the weather here, they change every single day, just like the weather changes. And we have really dynamic weather here in the Pacific Northwest, which also leads to very dynamic avalanche conditions.
And where this avalanche happened, what were the conditions like in the days leading up to it and after? Was this particularly a hotspot area?
Yeah, so several feet of snow has fallen in the Cascades over the past week. Most of our sites near and west of the Cascade Crest have seen 2 to 4 feet, with areas east of the crest where this is at longs past, just barely behind that. Combining that with some of the stronger winds that we saw Wednesday into Thursday, we expect that these avalanches were going to occur on areas where wind had deposited snow onto slopes. And so those were the kinds of features, the slopes that we were most worried about at the back half of this week, and it does seem like that's where this avalanche occurred, was on one of the slopes where the wind had deposited the snow.
Yeah, that really does create quite a storm, a perfect storm, if you will. I know all these people who were touring, they had a Garmin device. What other items should skiers or snowboarders have with them, especially if they're heading to the backcountry?
Yeah, great question. There's a couple of things that we always want to carry with us. One of the key things that they had was a communication device, a way to get help from outside. And being able to activate that 911 stream early is always a huge benefit. So communication devices are huge. Also, for our avalanche rescue gear, all members of our party carry 3 key pieces. We carry avalanche transceivers, avalanche probes, and avalanche shovels. And this allows us, if one of our teammates is buried under the snow, we can actually locate them with the transceiver, pinpoint them with the probe, and then dig them out with a shovel. This is the best chance we have at rescuing our friends if they're caught in an avalanche. If you're fully buried, you have about 15 minutes before our chance of survival begins to really decrease. So making sure we have the tools and the skills to be able to carry out a rescue of our teammates is essential.
Really important safety tips right there, as well as your forecast every night at 6 p.m. Dallas Glass with the Northwest Avalanche Center, thank you so much for joining us.